Good morning, Internet, and welcome to my very first video. My name is Anna, and I'm going to talk about the 10 things I wish I knew before I got into makeup. So the first one, I'm going to start off right off the bat. First one is that it's actually fun. I used to avoid wearing makeup unless it was a special event, just because I didn't want to get out of bed. And I mean, I'm not wrong. I mean, it's really nice to sleep in, but it has become one of my favorite morning rituals to wake up early and then actually paint my face. I think of my face now as a canvas, and as an art teacher, I think that's an appropriate way to think of my face. I'm not doing it for anyone but myself and just having fun with what I end up creating, and it is actually really enjoyable. It's probably my favorite part of the day. As long as I am not running late, then it can be the most stressful part of my day, but if I wake up on time, it's my favorite part. Okay, number 2. I have a list here, so in case I forget anything. Skincare. I was under the impression that you just had good skin, and makeup could hide if you didn't, but that they were not intertwined in any single way. All right, and I also was one of those people that on the rare occasion I did wear makeup, I was not concerned of whether or not I would wipe it off before I went to bed. So as an adult, getting into this new renaissance of wearing makeup regularly, I've realized you better wash that stuff off before you go to bed. It is going to clog your pores. It's going to make you feel disgusting, and you are not going to be a happy camper in the morning. You're going to look so much worse. So I've become one of those people who can't wait to get home to wipe everything off. As much fun as it was to put it on, as nice and how confident I feel when I'm wearing it, I want to wipe it off at the end of the day. Usually the end of the day is about 5 o'clock and it's gone. My fiance will see me put it on in the morning, and then by the time he gets home, I'm not even wearing makeup anymore, so he doesn't really get to enjoy the effect anymore. All right, number 3, the importance of a good brush. Yes, I was one of those people who put makeup on with their fingers. I didn't even know a beauty sponge was a thing, and when it came to brushes, I thought they were for paintings, and that was it. So I think the first real piece of good makeup I ever bought was like Mary Kay in college, and I'm using real piece of good makeup loosely. I mean, it was a good product, don't get me wrong, but I didn't really know what I was purchasing at the time, and I would apply that eyeshadow with the tiny little applicator that it came with, the little sponge tip applicator. I'd use one side for one color and another side for the other color. I never washed it. That thing, the little headpiece, always popping off. And then eventually I lost it and had to, make do with my fingers. So it wasn't until I realized that people actually use beauty brushes to apply their eyeshadow, their foundation, their blush, their pretty much every product, that I realized that you could create different looks than just smudging it on your face. All right, the 4th thing I wish I knew before I got into makeup is this shit is expensive. This is an expensive hobby, and it's not expensive like in the sense that other hobbies aren't expensive. It's expensive in the way that makeup should not be the kind of hobby that it's expensive because you're buying stuff constantly. Like, hobbies can cost you money, and that's perfectly fine, and makeup can be a hobby, but purchasing makeup should not be a hobby unless you're independently wealthy. Because the stuff expires. What are you going to do with it? You're going to store it forever? Look at it later? Look at the mold that it's growing later? It's not something you're going to keep on your shelf forever, so I can't enjoy it the same way I'm going to enjoy this comic book behind me. So it should not be an expensive hobby in the sense that I'm constantly buying new stuff. And that was something that I fell into, where it's like, oh, new stuff, this is better, this is better. I'm watching these YouTubers, and oh my goodness, I never heard of this product. I need to try it out. No, Anna, you're not a beauty guru. You don't get paid that much. You have no PR coming into your mailbox. You need to slow your roll. All right, and create a beauty budget. My one recommendation. Number 5, where and how to shop. I had never heard of Sephora or Ulta until I was an adult, which may sound weird, but I mean, I was from Nebraska, so we had to drive like a half an hour to a Walmart. So I thought that all makeup came from the drugstore, or the Avon lady that would visit you, or Mary Kay, whichever you prefer. I had no idea that those stores existed. I didn't understand that there were programs where you could earn points by buying stuff and then they would have certain sales. I didn't understand that you could buy makeup online. I knew nothing. I knew nothing. So when I first bought my very first eyeshadow oh my goodness, my first eyeshadow I was buying from an Avon lady. And then when I went to go purchase something with my own money, I just went to Walgreens. That's it. I didn't know any better. I didn't know that there was other stuff available. And not saying the drugstore makeup isn't good, because it can be. It can be really good. But that's all I thought existed was drugstore makeup. All right. Fakes. Okay? Number 6 is fakes. I had no idea that people faked makeup, that they would try to fake the packaging, they try to maybe even fake the formula, maybe not. And they would make this stuff in like their basement or something, or they just repackage other stuff to look like more expensive stuff to try to sell it for a profit. I had no idea that this was a thing. And it wasn't until I was trying to shop online, this was a few years ago, and realized that the website I was on was a fake website. That it was posing as a website, but clearly everything was discounted. And I was like, oh, why is it so much cheaper here? But then when I go here, it's full price, but they say they're the same website. Wait, look at that link. The link over here that's not the right link. It was a fake website. I had no idea. I hadn't been watching YouTube videos that talked about fakes, and I almost fell into the issue of actually purchasing from that fake website if it wasn't for comparing the two before I dropped my credit card number. So that was a close one. Number 6, scandals and drama. And this is basically beauty YouTube. I didn't start watching beauty YouTube until like maybe a year or two ago. And it was very casually at first. And I had no idea that there were so many makeup brands with so many scandals under their belt, and that people were like boycotting them, and that you shouldn't be caught wearing such and such brand, that it needed to be avoided or it would make you look bad. Like, seriously, what are you representing here when you wear this product? I had no idea. And I think most consumers, especially the consumer that will just go buy something at the grocery store or the drugstore, they don't know either. They don't know that Wet n Wild had a controversy about whether or not they are truly animal cruelty free. I mean, I don't think the person who's picking that up at Walgreens necessarily knows that that was an issue or still is an issue. So I wish I knew that beforehand, because there are some things that I have bought before I knew better, before I knew that that product needs to be avoided. All right. The next thing on my list is storage and vanity. When makeup becomes a hobby and you fall into that purchasing problem that I mentioned earlier, then you end up having a storage problem. And I didn't have vanity. And I don't need a beauty room. Don't get me wrong. I don't need a beauty room, but I did need a vanity and a place to put my makeup other than one drawer or one medicine cabinet in the bathroom. I needed more space than that. And getting a vanity was really important. And how much better it is having that space, having that designated space for your makeup, so it is not out and messing up the aesthetics of your bathroom, making you feel cluttered. Plus, it's way nicer to sit down at a vanity and put on your makeup than to stand in front of a mirror and feel like rushed. And have that, like, the steam still in the bathroom for when you took a shower and all that good stuff. Like, nobody wants that, really. Nobody. That's not making your foundation look nice because you're in that steamy bathroom after you just took a shower trying to do your makeup. No, no one wants that. All right. I can't remember what number I'm on, but I'm going to guess that it's number 7. And I'm going to say marketing and new products. I had no idea that there were so many products being dropped every week, that there were so many companies, just so many companies, period. Like, I had no idea about indie makeup, that there were so many companies and that they were dropping so many pieces or collections of makeup every month, every week, every season. And that the kind of marketing strategies they were going through. I mean, it wasn't until I was regularly on Instagram that I had any idea what I was looking at. So much to be aware of, so much to research before you buy, to be careful of what that marketing is actually doing and what it's trying to trick you into doing, and whether or not you really need that product. Is that product really better? Is it really an improvement? Is the product you already own that does that thing actually bad? Do you need it? You probably don't. Okay, number 8 or 9. I don't remember. Clearly I can't count. Compliments and judgments. All right. This is something that if you go from never wearing makeup to work, that was me, never wearing makeup to work for about 5-6 years, and I've been teaching, this is my 9th year, to wearing it kind of occasionally, and then I'd fall off the wagon and I wouldn't wear it because, I wanted to sleep in again. When I started wearing it every single day and I felt like I kind of knew what I was doing when I was applying it to my face, there were 2 very strange things that happened. One was the compliments. Some of them would be really gushy and it would make you feel awkward, not because you didn't think they were telling you the truth, but God, how bad did I look before? How tired did my natural face look? Was it really that bad? Do I look that much better with makeup? And though you appreciate the comments, it still makes you feel a little, I don't know. I always appreciate when I get compliments on my eyeshadow, because that's something that's like, hey, I made an artistic choice with my eyeshadow. Go ahead and compliment me. But if you're complimenting my skin, I'm like, well, what's wrong with it before? I mean, pimples are kind of normal. Whatever. And then there's the judgments. This mostly from men, mostly from my father specifically. Oh, that you're so pretty, you don't need to wear so much makeup, or you don't need to wear that type of makeup, or you don't really need to make makeup at all. I kind of hate it. I'm not wearing makeup for you. I'm wearing it for me. I'm not wearing it to impress anyone. I'm already engaged. I don't need to like catch someone now. And I wasn't wearing it when I met him. But here's the thing. It's not about, how do I want to put this? It's not about looking better or feeling more confident with me, which it can be for some women, and that's not bad. For me, it's just a canvas, and I get to paint it every day and do whatever I want with it, and then wear it around and show it off and maybe take a selfie or 2, and then wash it off and do something completely different on the exact same canvas the next day. And hey, that's it. It's not very deep. So hearing the complaints of that I don't need to wear that dramatic eyeshadow look, it's like, well, you missed the point there. The point was the dramatic eyeshadow look. But anyway, 10 things. 10 things I wish I knew before I got into makeup. All right, bye.